everyone. Let me make sure I can share my screen here for you. Can everybody see that? Can I get a thumbs up if you can see it? Awesome. Okay, great. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Branding is something I'm very passionate about. And like that wonderful intro just said, I have a background in psychology. So a lot of what you're going to hear today comes from that and me learning that in my education. So VO branding. What is a brand? A brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or any other feature that distinguishes your goods and services from others. So your VO brand from other VO brands. And the combination of your logos, slogans, fonts, colors make up your brand identity. Why do VOs need a brand? It's only become important for VOs to have a brand to distinguish themselves from other VOs very recently. The pool is large. There's a lot of competition. The industry is fast. You need to be good and you need to stand out. In the past, VOs were discouraged from having photos or headshots of themselves, but now it's the complete opposite. We want to be able to see you. Because VO is becoming prominent, your personal brand is a powerful and valuable tool to help you get noticed and help you be remembered in a sea of other talent that's out there. So as a VO starting out, you're probably going to see a lot of your fellow VOs doing a lot of different things. So it can be hard to know what you need for your brand versus what ends up being extra. So things that you need are a contact name. What are people going to call you? How do you want your name to appear in credits? Keep it consistent. You want to make sure that your name exists the same way everywhere that you engage with people online. You need a website. What is your URL going to be? Is it going to be your name? Is it going to be your name followed by VO? Or is it going to be something else? And your email is the last thing that you absolutely need for your brand. You're going to want a designated email for your communications, for auditions and jobs, and your signature. How are you going to sign that off? I sign mine, Kayla Pitt's voice, with no spaces. And every initial contact I have, I may get more casual later in conversations and just go with Kayla, but but as a business, I sign my emails the same way every time. Extra things that you might see other VOs doing, especially when they start out: social media, creating reels and videos, creating their own merchandise. But that's all extra for your brand. The needs that you need to have are a contact name, website, and email. If you have time and energy for that extra stuff, go ahead and do it, but it's not necessary. Finding your brand. So if you have a pencil and paper nearby, or you want to drop it into the chat, please feel free. But we're going to go through a short exercise together to help you find your VO brand. Ready? Let's go. So I don't want you to rush through these questions. I want you to spend significant time, maybe a minute or two on each one. So in 2 minutes, please respond to each. You can write it in the chat, write it on your piece of paper. But who are you? Are you a mother, a student, an artist, an engineer, a book lover, an adventurer? Are you a foodie? Are you a scientist, a teacher, a leader? Do you love comedy? Are you a comic? So you want to write all of those things down. Who are you? The next thing that you're going to do is write down, how do you want people to feel when they interact with you and your brand? Do you want them to feel safe, excited, intrigued? Do you want them to feel in love? Do you want them to feel strong or wise, confident or nurtured? Do you want them to feel like family or like your best friend or like your mentor? or like they can be silly around you. So you want to write all of those things down. How do you want people to feel when they see your brand or interact with you? And once you've done that, what makes you stand out? What brings extra value to you as a VO artist and your services? And don't be too hard on yourself here. There are many things that make us all unique. So go with the flow. Are you amazing at baking? Do you speak multiple languages? Do you love audio engineering? Are you a Star Wars nerd? Do you have any interests or special hobbies? Do you have a compelling history? Are you a veteran? Any of these things that can help make you stand out can also be built into your brand. And now that you've got this list, we'll move on to some of the more exciting aspects of branding, like your colors. Now, you have all the answers in front of you that you answered to those previous questions. You can also begin thinking about the colors that will help amplify those feelings that you want to achieve. Keep in mind, your personal brand is a mixture of how other people see you and also how you see yourself. So it's where those two places overlap. Another reason not to just pick your favorite colors for your brand, because you want your brand and people's experience of you to match. There's a lot of psychology around colors as well, as you can see in this wheel. So if you answered to the previous question that you want people to feel love or strength, there are colors that match that you can layer on top of each other to make it so that your brand always brings through the feelings that you want from the audience and clients when they interact with you. You can see that popular brands use this psychology as well. Red meaning passionate, active. You might notice some familiar brands down there, Legos, Coca-Cola. Navy is brings the psychology of sincerity and loyalty, responsibility and success. So Reebok, Twitter, Gap, they all use those colors. There's a link I'd like to share with you all about what you should know about different colors and the psychology associated with them. And I'll share that at the end of my presentation. So here's a take-home exercise for everyone as well. Ask your family and friends to describe you in 3 to 5 words. Don't give them any prompting. Just say, hey, describe me in 3 to 5 words. What are the 3 to 5 words that come to mind when you think of me? And you're going to put those all into a list and circle the answers that are all similar. And you may be surprised what comes up. You may think of yourself as confident, but when you ask other people, they may think of you as sincere or loyal. And you want to make sure that when you're building your brand, like in the previous slide, your brand is the combination of how you see yourself and how others see you. So this exercise should be very valuable once you get all of those answers in a list. You can see it's almost like having other people do the work for you. So I just want to share a couple final tips with you all, because building your personal brand it's a very personal thing. You know, it's a brand that's supposed to reflect you. So you want to be yourself. You want the experience of people to match their experience of you. And people will learn very quickly if your brand makes them expect one thing, and when they meet you or interact with you, they feel something completely different. So just be yourself. Yourself is more than enough. You want to also be consistent across platforms where people engage with you. So going back to the name that you choose or the website or email, you want to make sure that those all exist in the same way written out the same way all across any channels that you're interacting with people or businesses. You want your colors to all match. And something that can help you with that is color codes, or they're a great way to do that. You can create a document, find the colors that you enjoy, and then write them all down so that when you're going to put those colors somewhere else, they're the exact same color. And lastly, have fun. You want to feel comfortable with your brand because your brand is an extension of you. It shouldn't make you feel like an imposter or like you're pretending to be someone else. It should be fun and energizing for you to spread your brand. And remember, don't be too hard on yourself because you can always rebrand yourself. And that's all I have for you today. I'm going to drop in the chat the link that I mentioned earlier.
The conference is Africa's Pioneer Voiceover Conference and the largest gathering of voiceover talents and creative entrepreneurs. Powered by Voiceover Workshop and Media.